Hello and welcome to a new showcase. Today we're gonna take a look at the newly buffed Shadow Crobat, which got access to Poison Fang, one of the most broken moves in the game right now, as it's a 35 energy move that basically debuffs your opponent's defense by one stage for 100% of the time, which is just way better than the move they had before, which was like Such Bomb, I think. So now you have a bait move, you have a nuke move, and you have like a quick move that actually does a lot of damage, which is pretty decent when you have Poison Fang. Like Air Slash is actually like really highly damaged move as a quick move. So boosting that basically with Poison Fang can really flip up matches in the 2 shields, for example. So it actually has some more play right now. Like I already showcased the version without that before on my channel last season when I built this Pokemon. Now I got the boost, which is nice, but still I would rather see something like Wing Attack as a quick move. I'm not a big fan of Air Slash on that thing because it's not as bulky as, for example, what's it called? Skarmory? Skarmory can basically has a bit more from the Air Slash damage than the Crobat. This Crobat is really squishy still, so here our G-Fist just does not care and like takes 3 moves in the back to back and like still survives and wins the game. Debuffed as well. Crazy thing. But yeah, we paired with our G-Fist, we paired with our Snorlax. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually the best team. Like I built this team like in 5 minutes because I kind of wanted to have a team around this thing when I only had like, I don't know, 1 hour left to play 2 sets, and I had like high elo, so it already took like a long time to play a game. So I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna play one and maybe make a video with this team. This team definitely still works. The main thing here on this team is you actually like this is a team I would recommend if you lead Dragonite in the lead. But yeah, Dragonite is a bit better in my opinion than Crobat, so of course there's the problem, especially if this is the only Pokemon that can counter like fighting types. So nah, not as good. So yeah, basically what you want to do is if you have a neutral lead or like lose the lead hard, go into your Snorlax, bait out the fighting type, and then have no problem with that thing in the back with your G-Fist. Why Dragonite works better with this team instead of the Crobat is because you're also gonna get out the Spawn Bird most likely in your Snorlax, as this does not really want to see the Dragonite. So basically you get definitely guaranteed a counter out of the way from your G-Fist, which is like makes this like a super solid team. Yeah, but maybe not like this. What I could recommend more for Crobat would be most likely something like it in the back, as you can like flip matchups in 2 shields and then can hard counter some stuff like fighting types and grass types. So maybe something like Empoleon lead as you're weak to grass types kinda, and weak to fighting types also kinda. If you have like energy, you can actually beat them both with the Empoleon, and you can basically have the Crobat as a cover in the back. So if something swaps in a fighting type or a grass type into Empoleon, you can cover that, and then just use like a normal Sasop, maybe a Glade, something like that. That might be a better team than this team. I still went like kind of positive actually with this team still, so it was not bad, but it was like not the team where I thought, oh my god, I think Crobat is like the best Pokemon for this team. I think it was Dragonite in the lead. This team is like super solid, but with Crobat maybe try a different team. Still wasn't that bad though, because like it doesn't make sense still this team, but it really depends on the matchups right now. And yeah, still I kind of like the Crobat Ray more now. Maybe I'm gonna try it out later again, maybe in the back, maybe in the team I said just before that, and you have to see. But yeah, I think it's definitely way better than with Poison Fang. Definitely gave him a big boost. Now kind of needs a better quick move still, and then it would be like really strong. But here we have Escav against us, which is actually really strong for us, as Escavalier doesn't really have a move that's good against us. He actually runs Aerial Ace here, which is a garbage move, but at least the only move that can actually hit us, as Drill Run and Mega Horn would be resisted and Counter's double resisted on us. So here we can just get the debuff off. We're gonna snipe him there with the Rock Slide, and that's gonna be a good game. Nothing you can do there. Good game to my opponent. Next opponent we have Crobat into Nidoqueen. Very interesting here, but we don't really have to care about Nidoqueen at all. I'm just gonna go straight for the Poison Fang, swap out into my Snorlax here, catch the move, which doesn't really do that much damage against my Snorlax. And now we can actually make a mistake here, because I'm throw right at his energy ball I think right now. And I think I could have farmed him down there or at least got like more energy, which would have been way better against the Nidoqueen right now. But it's okay, because he also got the debuff with the energy ball. We will not get to a second move. I think that mattered a bit. But here we can just let go, as Earth Power is resisted, and everything else is also resisted. He goes into Politoed, and I thought, okay, we lost this game, as we are kind of weak against Politoed in the back, and definitely weak in the lead. So yeah, it does not look good for us right now at this point. And yeah, we have to go into the Stunfisk right now. Stunfisk is at least tanky. I hope he goes for the Earthquake, which he actually does here. I have to bait it this time. Like, I'm like in such a bad scenario. I have to bait, and my opponent actually does not call the bait. I can go for the Earthquake right now, but he is debuffed by 1 stage thanks to the Poison Fang, so it gets him really, really low. I have to go for the Rock Slide here to basically get the time out of the way, as the time is my biggest problem here. If I get hit by the Earth Power, I would have been dead, but I can swap immediately in time there, right when the Switch Door comes up into my Crobat, catch the move, farm this thing down. Even an Earthquake does not KO me here. I can go to another Rock Slide. We're still gonna win this game here. Really, really clutch play there. Catching he was basically on the Crobat there from the Nidoqueen is super solid. Against Softorf, who was streaming, I think, at that moment as well. Yes, Fellows, we have one of the worst leads we can face, basically. And we have one of the worst switch-ins we can face. So, now it depends what she has in the back, but does not look good for us. Right now it's a hard counter, as Lick is sadly resisted here. Of course we have Superpower, but Superpower debuffs us, so we don't really want to go for the Superpower right away. And yeah, we are not in a good spot right now. Let me tell you that. She gonna go for the foul play there. We can go for the Superpower and do a lot of damage. I'm gonna try to swap out and maybe catch a move here. And she goes back into the Ninetales. I can go for a move, which is good. This is super effective. She let it go because she knows that she's gonna survive that. I have to let it go as well now. And I have to go into my Stunfisk, maybe farm up a bit extra energy to have like some advantage against the last Pokemon. Which I still don't know what it is, but most of the time you pair the A9 with Water type, as you're really weak to fire types. So most of the time like Jellicent or something like that. It's a Swampert, there's nothing we can do here. It's just hard counter. Like, we have a Ice type against our Flyer, we have a Dark type against our Lick user, and we have a Swampert against our G-Fisk. Like, it's just how it sometimes works. There's nothing we can do here. I'm actually gonna try to bait her twice there, but even then there's nothing really that's gonna win us the game at this point. We're gonna go for the swap into the Stolix here, as I expect her to get to the move right before I get to my move. And now she even throws on the Umbreon. It does not matter. Like, there was no way I could have won. The Earthquake wouldn't have KO'd from this range anyway at this Swampert. And yeah, the Umbreon I think still had some energy left as well, so what can you do? Not every battle is winnable, so this is fine. Next opponent we have Empoleon on the lead, like super horrible for us. I would try to catch a move here. It's not really good for us. Hydro Cannon gonna hurt a lot. What I have to do here is try to bait him. Just because he stays in here, I just want to try to bait him to see if I can like maybe like switch here, but switch is not like in sync anymore, and which actually works out well here. I get the second shield there as well, which is cool. But my opponent can farm me down now, but he actually goes into the Mug, which is cool for me, but he still has a lot of energy on the Empoleon. And this is a Poison Jab Mug, which is interesting, as Poison Jab got buffed. I guess that's why people run that maybe. I have to go for the Earthquake, but I want some extra energy, so I'm only going for Nice. And I can get some extra energy, but my opponent gets to the move right at the same time there, which is bad. It's Acid Spray as well. And my opponent goes into a Kingdra. And I'm gonna swap out there, because I was kind of scared of the Empoleon. I don't know, I think maybe I should have just thrown the Earthquake at the Kingdra and saved it. Here, I hope I live the Octazooka, which I don't. I have to go for the Rock Slide here, as I need some health for the other thing. Yeah, if I thrown the Shadow Ball against the Kingdra, I would have won as well, but here I just have to go for the Earthquake, hope that I can get to another move against the Kingdra, and that I survive the Octazooka. Like, we are bulky, we should survive the Octazooka, don't we? I mean, we have like so much health left. I guess not. And this is gonna be a good game. 1 HP on my opponent's part, like, super annoying. My opponent switches in a Toxic Rock against my Crobat. We didn't have to shield the first one, but still it does like a lot of damage with the Sludge Bomb, so I'm just gonna shield the second one, as I expect him to be weak in the back anyway. But the Escav is good for us anyway, because it does not really have a super effective move against us. My opponent has Gyarados. I'm gonna swap out into my Snorlax, debuff him before that, goes into the Escav again. I'm just gonna go for the Body Slam bait, I think. Maybe I should have just went straight for double superpower actually. Yeah, at this point of time I should have went straight for the double superpower. But this Body Slam still gonna hurt a bit. I can go for the superpower now. Yeah, that was kind of a misplay. I didn't expect him to throw there. I actually know my opponent as well. It's a German guy, even though has a girl skin. So we can just go for the Shadow Ball there and swap out and hope that we can... Yeah, we're definitely gonna win with the Gyarados here at this point of time. So yeah, this is gonna be a good game. The Rockslide gonna be able to kill the Gyarados here. Even if he had Hydro Pump, I think we would have survived that with our G-Fisk. But Hydro Pump is just so rarely seen right now as... I don't think I would have survived a Hydro Pump actually, seeing the Aqua Tail damage there. Gyarados is stronger then. Next opponent we have Crobat against us, and we have Crobat against the Jellicent here. What I try to do is catch a Shadow Ball on my Snorlax, which I actually can, which does nothing then. My opponent goes into my Champ. That's what you basically want to counter out with the swap in here. Go straight for the cross chop. I can go for the superpower, does a lot of damage. But my opponent, my opponent actually no shields there. I can go for the farm down here. I have to shield. I think he can be at the rock side right now. He has only a cross chop, so I don't know. I'm just gonna bait here as well, because I know that my opponent knows that I have a Shadow Ball, so I'm just gonna go for the bait and then for the Shadow Ball. And I think I'm gonna stay in, as I know that I can go for another Shadow Ball before. Shadow Ball on my opponent's side here. My opponent goes into Ninetales. I can debuff it. Actually, I think the debuff here was bad. I mean, okay, not really. I can just go for one Rockslide at this point. Yeah, it definitely was a right play, as Rockslide wouldn't have KO'd otherwise, but no. I think it should. Or it should be close. I can farm down maybe afterwards. Yeah, I can farm down now. Catch another move there. And yeah, I don't think there's a way my opponent can win this still. We can go for the Rockslide here, which puts them into range of Poison Fang. So it's gonna be a good game. Goes for another move here, which is I think only the Bubble Beam. We can swap into the Crobat and go for the Poison Fang immediately, can KO the opponent there. It's always nice to store a move if you like swap out of a matchup. So here my opponent releases Surfetch, finally get lead for us, goes into Gavage there, finally gets switching for us. But still not completely over at this point of time. I just kind of want to actually get low with my G-Fisk here, I think. So my opponent does not get as much health and like energy from me. The matchup in Great League I like way more with the G-Fisk against the Gavengela, as you can just go for one Rockslide immediately and then farm down, I think. And here you have to go for two. And here my opponent just goes into the Surfetch. I'm gonna go for the Earthquake there and try to basically get him there. But here my opponent has a Talonflame, which is interesting for me, as I can go for the Poison Fang. The Poison Fang matchup now with Talonflame, like this is so much better now. You can just always see Peter here, and you get to the second Poison Fang before he gets to a second move as well. And you basically force him to shield. And yeah, this matchup against Talonflame got way better with the Poison Fang update. And now I can debuff my opponent's Surfetch here, and that's gonna be a good game, as even a Snorlax would KO him at this point. Good game to my opponent there. We go into against Kevin Saldaris as the last game here. We have Machamp lead, really good for us. I think this game was super laggy for me though. So we have to see. Last game of the... Yeah, he goes to the Rockslide, which is definitely the play you should do. Goes into Talonflame. I should have thrown a move here, I think. I should have thrown like the Shadow Ball or anything like that, as now my Snorlax kind of has a bad matchup. I should have thrown a Shadow Ball or the Poison Fang. Both would have been fine. My opponent goes for the Brave Bird, which is super good for him. I'm gonna go here for the Superpower, and my opponent can farm down, which is really good for him. But here we go and just take the moves with the G-Fisk. Still not the best matchup for us. We have lag here, yeah, and I think I lost like 2 moves there, which was not really nice for us. You can go for the Rockslide though. Still gonna come down to the wire, as We're gonna most likely swap out here now and go for the Poison Fang. Yep, and I don't know how we CMP'd there again then. I don't know, but I can go for the Poison Fang at this point of time. And this wasn't this. Why didn't I go for the Poison Fang there? I don't know. I thought he might like call the bait there and does not go for it, but here we got the extra air slash through. Goes for Flame Charge. We survived this Flame Charge. We're gonna win this game, and that's gonna be it for the video. See you in the next video.